Hi, my name is Jack Ellis. I'm a javelin thrower on the men's track and field team here at George Fox, and tonight I'm going to walk you guys through how to make a nice steak dinner with a Tex-Mex salad on the side. First step, we're going to wash the potatoes off before we cut them. Now it is time to cut the potatoes. You're going to need a nice sharp knife. You're going to start by cutting off the ends of the potato and then cut it right in the middle to make it easier to cut into cubes. You're going to cut it down on top into two little portions and one more time down the middle, and then you're going to go at even spacing and make your little cubes and then put it on the tray. And to season the potatoes, we're going to start with 1 teaspoon of cumin. Just dazzle it right on top. And then we're going to use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and then finally, just for a little bit of smoke, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Alright, before you pop these bad boys in the oven, you gotta make sure you have it preheated to 400 degrees, and you're gonna take some olive oil and just put a nice little drizzle right on top of them. Help them cook nice and evenly. And then for the final touch, you're gonna take some salt and season it nice and easy right on top. Now you're gonna pull out your phone and set your timer for 20 minutes. Alright, next we're gonna make the rice. You're gonna take 1 cup of dried rice, dump it into your pot, and then 2 cups of water and pour it right on top. Next we're gonna put this on the stove and bring it to a boil, and then we're gonna reduce the heat to a simmer and let it sit with the lid on top for 20 minutes. Next we're gonna dice up our onion. We're gonna start by cutting off the top, lay it on the flat part, and cut it right in half. You're going to peel away the outer peel, because it don't taste very good. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut strips right down the side while it's still all connected together. And then you're going to cut the other way strips to give you nice, even, diced onion. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these onions, some garlic, a little bit more salt, and the olive oil, and mix them up in the skillet. Time for the potatoes. Next, we're going to add the corn into the skillet, and we're going to saute for 2 to 3 minutes. After 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to take the contents from the skillet and pour it into the bowl. Next thing we're going to do is heat up this kitchen staple, a cast iron skillet, to cook our steak. We're going to put some olive oil on it and let it heat up for about 5 minutes. Next, grab your washed bunch of kale and you're going to put it down on the cutting board. And we're going to cut this up into about little strips, just about that big. So first, starting down at the base, we're going to cut it off, set that aside, and then you can either do the whole bunch at once or separate it into leaves and just go down nice and evenly. Try to get about pretty consistent size cuts each time. Next, we're going to head back over to the skillet to saute this kale with some lemon juice and olive oil. Now we're going to put the lid on and let it sit there for 1 to 2 minutes. And with your kale nice and wilted, we're going to take it off the heat and mix it in with our corn and onions. Well, looks like the skillet's done heating up, and now it's steak time. For the steak tonight, we're using a locally sourced T-bone steak from good old Fred Meyer's, and we're going to season it up with Montreal steak seasoning. We're just going to flip the lid and cover it nice and evenly all over the top. Now we're going to slap this bad boy right on the cast iron. Listen to that sizzle. We're going to let that cook for 1 to 2 minutes until it gets a nice sear on the bottom. While the steak's cooking, we're going to finally construct our salad. You're going to want to start with your lightest ingredients first. So we're going to take the kale and we're going to dump it into the bowl. Next, we're going to follow that with the potatoes. Next, we're going to add our can of black beans. Make sure you rinse these thoroughly before you add them, or else you're going to get a lot of the juice from the can. And then finally, we're just going to add the rice that we made right on top. Next, we're going to give this bad boy a flip. Ooh, look at that char. Smells like the steak's done. And it goes right on your plate. Now time to add a little portion of the salad. And there you have it, a nice juicy steak and a Tex-Mex salad. My name is Jack Ellis on the George Fox Track Field team, and thanks for joining me in the kitchen.